I'm going to recite the first part of Matthew 1. The record of the ancestors of Jesus the Messiah, a descendant of King David and of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob was the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah was the father of Perez and Zerah. Their mother was Tamar. Perez was the father of Hezron, and Hezron was the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Amminadab. Amminadab was the father of Nahshon, and Nahshon was the father of Salmon. Salmon was the father of Boaz. His mother was Rahab. Boaz was the father of Obed. His mother was Ruth. Obed was the father of Jesse, and Jesse was the father of King David. David was the father of Solomon. His mother was Bathsheba, the widow of Uriah. Solomon was the father of Rehoboam, and Rehoboam was the father of Abijah. Abijah was the father of Asa, and Asa was the father of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat was the father of Jehoram, and Jehoram was the father of Uzziah. Uzziah was the father of Jotham. Jotham was the father of Ahaz, and Ahaz was the father of Hezekiah. Hezekiah was the father of Manasseh. Manasseh was the father of Ammon, and Ammon was the father of Josiah. Josiah was the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the exile to Babylon. After the exile to Babylon, Jeconiah was the father of Shealtiel, and Shealtiel was the father of Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel was the father of Eliud, I think. And Eliud was the father of Eliakim, and Eliakim was the father of Azor, and Azor was the father of Zadok. And Zadok was the father of Abiud, I think. And Zadok was the father of Achim, and Achim was the father of Abiud, and it was Eliud. Achim was the father of Eliud, and Eliud was the father of Eleazar, and Eleazar was the father of Mathan, and Mathan was the father of Jacob, and Jacob was the father of Joseph, and Joseph was the husband of Mary, and Mary was the mother of Jesus the Messiah. Now, from Abraham to King David were 14 generations. And from David's time to the exile in Babylon were 14 generations. And 14 generations from the exile in Babylon to the Messiah. Now, this passage I was planning on skipping, to be honest, as I was thinking about seasonal passages to share. But as I looked at that list of names, I was struck by the individuals, especially the women. Just look at them for a minute. There's Tamar. She was twice a widow, and then she acted as a prostitute in order to become pregnant with those twins, with Perez and Zerah. And then we have Rahab, who was also a prostitute and a foreigner. And we have Ruth, who was a widow and a foreigner. And then we have Bathsheba, which is one of the saddest stories in the Bible, forced into adultery, and then her husband was murdered in order for her to become the mother of Solomon. And as I think about these ladies and the mess they were in, and then I think about the men and the messes they were in, some of which deeply regretted their wrong acts, and I think they were the predecessors of the Messiah? I don't know what kind of a mess you might be in. It might be your fault. It might totally not be your fault at all. God can bring beautiful things out of messes. Remember what the angel said to the Virgin Mary. With God, nothing is impossible. So here's a little song that goes with that thought. I like to sing it kind of as a prayer, as if I'm singing to God. You can do anything, anything and everything. Yes, you can do anything. Nothing's hard for you. All things are possible when given to you. Nothing's impossible when it's done through you. 'Cause you can do anything, anything and everything. Yes, you can do anything. Nothing's hard for you. And I can do anything, everything through you. God can do anything. He can take your mess and make it something beautiful. He loves you.